Everyone. In this video, I am going to show you how to configure Simple Network Management Protocol (SNMP) on SafeNet KeySecure K170. I will start with a brief introduction on the SNMP support we have today. SNMP agent running on K170 is based on NetSNMP agent library version 5.8. SNMP protocol versions v1, v2c, and v3 are supported. For v3 authentication, in addition to MD5 and SHA-1, SHA-2 family hash functions are supported. For v3 privacy, in addition to CBCDIS, AES with key lengths 128, 192, and 256 are supported. K170 implements SNMP standard MIPS that defines the SNMP protocol v1, v2c, and v3. Internet standard MIPS such as RFC 1213 that defines MIP for management of TCP/IP based internets. Host resources MIP for managing host systems and distributed management MIP for event triggers and actions for network management operations. SNMP requests such as get next, set, and get bulk are supported, and also trap and inform notification requests. K170 provides access control through two predefined groups, Standard and Enterprise, with permissions read-only and read-write. Comparing with KeySecure Classic, K170 offers the same SNMP versions, operations, notifications, and MIB access control. It implements the standard MIBs and statistics MIBs. However, it does not support KeySecure Classic Enterprise MIBs that defines MIB objects for NAE server statistics, software objects, and notifications. SNMP configuration can be performed through REST API and CLI from version 170. Beginning version 190, GUI can be used as well. Let's move on to the tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to add and remove SNMP interface and configure SNMP to do SNMP operations and send notifications. I have two instances running on AWS, one with the KeySecure K170V version 190 and another one has NetSNMP CLI commands installed. Please note that you need to use version 5.8 in order to use hash functions, SHA-2 hash functions, and AES 192 and 256 algorithms. I'll be using REST API, CLI, and GUI for configuring the SNMP and validate them using the NetSNMP CLI commands. Okay, let's use the ksctl command, which is, sorry, I'm missing the wrong one. A ksctl command that I have already downloaded. It is version 190. Let's, get some configuration from the SNMP. Okay, if you see, we are getting the error code 500. That means internal server error and no such host for SNMP. Let's take a look at the UI. Okay, let's try that on the playground also. See, it gives 500. What that means is SNMP interface is not enabled. Let's check on the UI. SNMP configuration is under admin settings, notifications. If you see, GUI is smart enough to identify that with the error, it has identified that SNMP interface is not started by default. So you can create the SNMP interface from here, or you can also use the interfaces from here. You can select the SNMP. Let's go back to the SNMP and do it from there. Okay. I will select all and port default 161. It will take about a minute to start the snmp service. Let's wait for that. Okay, it has started. Now you see that there are four tabs here: users, communities, management stations, for trap destinations, and snmp info. There is an snmp v3 engine id. This is used for configuring snmp v3 traps that we will get into later. Okay. Okay, for this demo, I'm going to create couple of users and then communities and trap destination. Let's begin with configuring user. Okay, I will create for validating the MIB access and read write access. I will create read only user with the default SHA-51 and 56. I will provide password as I will just show this for demo. Auth only one read only. Okay, I'm going to select standard and enterprise here. Let's just select standard. Okay, log. Okay, I will use the API playground to create another user now. Okay, let's see if it is good now. Okay, yeah. Okay, I am going to configure. Let's use John itself. Who has permissions to uh, standard enterprise and read write. Okay, the default example we have here. Okay. Okay, I will also create communities. Okay, let's say my community, my com. Okay, I will use standard enterprise and read only is enough. If you see, there is a source. The source you can allow only a particular IP address or range of IP addresses. By default, it allows all of them, any IP address. You can also use CIDR notation to provide a range of IP addresses. Okay. Okay. When you configure community, it is for both V1 and V2C. Okay. So you can use that community with SNMP V1 and V2C request. We will see that now. Okay. Okay. I will use this. I have already SSH into the instance, so that as snmp command. Okay, I will use some of the snmp commands that I have already created. I will not go into deep on the snmp command options because that is not the scope of this tutorial. Okay, this snmp command, I'm going to use the version 3 because we have configured ro user with SHA-512. That is what we have used, and AES 256 on the password auth and this looks right, and it loads the MIPS for translating the object identifiers into names like such as like sysname, and we are sending this request to the key secure, which is running on 1821 212 17178. Okay, let's do a get. Okay, we got the value, the sysname as key secure tutorial. Okay, Let's try to set and see if that works because this is a read-only user, right? The syntax is different for this snmp set command. However, most of the options are same, except when you configure, when you use snmp set, you need to provide the object, the type, and also the value we are going to change. Let's use test, for example. Okay. Okay. It complains that this user do not have access to do set operations on this object. Okay, let's use John, the user, right? Um, let's modify this command itself. Okay, these passwords are different, but the algorithms are same for authentication and privacy. And username John. Okay, incorrect password. Let's check the playground. Okay, auth pass at 1. Oh, this is using SHA-1 side. My bad. Okay, we got the value. The same value that RO user received. Okay, let's do the set for using John user who has read write permission, right? So let's do the same here. Change the command to set. Okay, he is able to set. Let's retrieve the value and see if the value is set properly. It is set. Okay. We have configured community, right? Okay, mycom. So let's see if that works for V1 and V2C. I'm going to do a walk on that user. Okay, I will use this to control only what we want to see. Okay, snmp walk with version 1. Okay, we are able to retrieve the value using V1. Okay, let's try with the V2C version. Okay, with V2C also it works. Mhm. So if you see, okay, one thing I forgot to show you is this SNMP MyCom has both the standard and enterprise configured, MIB access. So let's see, if they are able to receive. So UCD SNMP MIB is enterprise and net SNMP and all enterprise. So they are able to receive all the MIBs and SNMP MIBs also. Okay, now let's move on to trap and inform configuration. Okay, let me use another terminal that has root access for running this snmp trap daemon for receiving traps. Okay, before that I will give you some reference from uh, the documentation about notifications. These are the notifications we are currently supporting. Authentication failure when SNMP request authentication fails. Link up down when the interfaces state change. temperature notification when the temperature sensor exceeds 68 degree on the planes, free memory notification when the total memory available is less than 1 GB, processor load average notification when the load average exceeds, and the disk utilization when the disk usage exceeds 80%. Okay. Here, I am going to start the snmp trap daemon utility that is from NetSNMP library to receive the traps. Okay. Before that, I will show the configuration that is going to use. Okay, there are two important configuration directives that we need to note here. Authentication, auth community. It is to authenticate the trap and inform sent for V1 and V3 requests. Okay. And create user, it is the user for SNMP v3 traps or informs. Okay, I have already configured the community called inform.com because I'm going to demo inform using SNMP v1 or v2c. And for v3, I'll be I'll be demoing sending traps using this trap user. Okay, let's start the snmp trap daemon. Okay, snmp trap daemon takes this configurations that we have seen, and it loads the MIPS for OAD translation, and then this is log level for displaying the trap request it receives. Okay, error number probably already there is one running. Let's kill that. Oh, probably didn't log in as super user. Okay. Okay, it has started now. Okay. I will use KSCTL to configure the management station for sending info. Okay, the KSCTL command, there is mgmt stations. Sorry, mgmt stations add. Okay, this is the command you need to use to configure the trap destinations. We already have an example here. Let's use that. Okay, sorry, I have added with the wrong. Okay, just copy. Okay, now I will change this, because we have a different configuration. Inform com, and also the management station should be the one that we have here. This is where the SNMP trap daemon is running. Okay, we are adding inform notification type, sending to this address with version 2C because V1 doesn't support inform, and with the community name inform.com. Okay, we have configured immediately. We received the some of the uh, informs notifications basically, like cold start, because when you configure it, the snmp agent reinitializes. And also we have seen from the document that there are some notifications like for memory and disk space. Okay, here is cold start, and where is the memory? It is hard to read. Okay, here string memory, and then similarly for disk table, for disk usage, for disk path, the root, and then CPU, the processor average for these are disk again for boot, and then load average for load 1, and then load 5 and 15. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We have seen here that it also generates notification upon authentication failure. Let's try to do that. Okay. We have tried one time, with the wrong password, right? For wrong algorithm for user John. Let's try that one. Yeah. Um, so user John with SHA-51, basically he was configured only with SHA, right? Let's use that. Okay. We have received, this is for authentication failure. Okay. We have received it. Okay. Next, let's configure V3 traps. Okay. We can use the UI to do that. Let's just see all the users and configures are reflected here. And then the management stations we have configured there. One by accident and another one for this tutorial. Okay, let's add trap user that we have configured. Here we don't have the trap user, however, you can create from here itself. Trap user with password auth pass proof pass. This is what I have configured. If you are using a user only for notification, do not select the MIB access because if you specify, then the same user can do snmp operations also. So let's let's not select that. Okay, let's use the trap user, and we are going to send this trap to the same instance that has the snmp trap daemon. Okay, we have configured the trap user. We have inform also there, so if you do it, it will receive two notifications. Let's remove one. Okay, so that we can confirm that it receives one notification. Okay, it is the same thing we are doing, and it received the authentication failure. Okay, we have you know completed the snmp configuration for snmp operations, uh, trap notifications also. Okay, now we have Okay, the last one is we are going to remove the snmp interface because you no longer want to use snmp or okay, okay, it has been removed. Let's go and see if any of them works. Okay, for example, here, okay, it should not. Oh, okay, it takes a minute to remove the um, SNMP service. Okay, okay. If you see now the SNMP walk basically timed out. So that means the SNMP service is gone. Okay, and also the SNMP get. If you do, you won't get any response. It will time out. This concludes our tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.